Good morning, my fellow Sky Divas. What's going on? So I am here and I'm rushing. I'm trying to get dressed for my trip, right? We're supposed to be downstairs probably right about now. So I'm trying to finish up whatever. And I was having a deep conversation with someone and he kind of irritated my soul a little bit. So I want to talk about that a little bit too. That was about relationships. But at the same time, funny story. So my doctor told me I should wear compression garments or whatever for my legs or whatever. And I've been hearing about them and, you know I need them or what have you. So I had bought some online and I bought two pair. I bought a pair online from Amazon because I didn't know how they were going to fit and what sizes or what have you. And, you know, I'm a fluffy girl, so I need to make sure they, you know, they fit. Then I bought, you know, I mostly wear pants. I really wear dresses. So I bought the knee-high ones too. So I'm glad I bought those. Child, when I tell you, no one told me that you need to stretch out the compression garments before you put them on. So here I am trying to bend over or, you know, bend down to put the garment over my feet. And like to die. I caught cramps, Charlie horses, and everything else in my muscles, in my stomach, trying to get them things on my feet. They were so freaking tight. I couldn't even get them past my toes. It wouldn't even go. I fell over on the side of the bed and everything, trying to get them things on. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Why are these things so tight? I said, maybe I got the wrong size. Maybe it's me. So I go and look at the package and I'm like, no, this is the right size, but why are they so tight? I'm like, if they like that on my toes, I didn't even want to mess with them things on this plane. And I'm not getting in, you know, well, I would have been getting in like at 10 o'clock tonight. I was like, no, them things was squoze. Yes, squoze. My whole body would have been looking like a pig in a blanket, hot, sweating, hot, funky mess on that plane. And them tights like that. I'm like, why are they so tight? But I guess, you know, you need them. You know, you need them. But I can't do nothing with them things. And so I called a girlfriend who flies and she wears, and I'm like, how do you get them things on and walk around in them all day? Because she wears dresses. And she was like, well, what happened? And I told her and she fell out. She just died. She was like, fool, you have to stretch him out. She was like, she put him over an actual shoe and stretched them out first and pulled them and pulled them. Well, they don't come on the instructions about pantyhose before. You don't have to stretch them out, you know, or whatever. And she was like, girl. So I was like, forget it. I ain't got time for that. I gotta get dressed. So I ended up just putting on the knee-high ones because I ain't got time for that to be on that plane, because I will go in that lavatory in a minute and come out of my whole uniform and take them things out. And nobody got time for that. But I just thought that was funny. So if you buy you some compression garments, stretch them first and have a good hour and a half or two to be where you need to be so you can actually get on them. And don't put your makeup on first, because you will sweat that crap right off your face trying to struggle. That is if you know, a fluffy girl like myself, you know how it is. So the other things what got me heated was I was on the phone having a conversation with a young man, and he always sends me messages talking about I don't have time to date. I never have time to date. I'm always gone, you know, or what have you. And my thing is, I met him before I had this job, and we lived like 20 minutes from one another, and we didn't date. We had one date, and I'm like, what's one date? I don't have anything invested in you to care, because we went out one time and you really never asked me out again. And he always threw it in my face that I was always gone with my friends or hanging out, you know, that I didn't have time for him, but you never made time for me. So I'm supposed to sit in the house and wait on my phone to ring and wait on you to call me and not go out and enjoy myself. So now that I'm flying now all of a sudden is, oh, you don't have time for a relationship. And I get that a lot. He wasn't the first person that said so, that I'm flying in. And I have friends that have been flight attendants for years, and they're married, they have kids, they went back to school, they got their nursing degree, or what have you. So it's all about you and the individuals and your family and your support. I just happen to have support from my family to help me with my kids, but I wasn't seeing anyone. I wasn't in a relationship, and I am nowhere near being married or engaged, so there wasn't an issue for me. But I think that if I meet someone and there's a genuine interest, and we can make it work. You know, right now with me being on reserve, I don't have a set schedule. I can't bid. I can't, you know, fix my schedule to have these days off consecutively or whatever. So the first year, I always say, will be trying, and it's going to test you and your significant other. I've heard of flight attendants who graduate and then they quit, you know, because it's keeping them away from their boyfriend, and their boyfriend's not happy and they need to be home with their boyfriend. I can tell you what I'm not gonna do. I'm not going to quit my job for just a boyfriend. He will have to be my husband, and it is affecting our marriage or our household or our kids or our finances. But I'm not quitting my job for just a boyfriend, because he may not be my boyfriend next month, next year, or whatever. So, and if he can't understand that I need a job and this is how I'm supporting me and my kids, and we're not even talking about engaged or marriage, boy, bye. I will not be quitting my job for just a boyfriend or just some guy who possibly wants to take me out to dinner. I can take myself out to dinner, you know. So my argument was flight attendants have lives, they have kids, they have careers, they have other jobs, they have husbands and what have you, and two people can date if you both work at it and make a commitment and talk about those things. I don't see anything wrong with that. And then the thing about it is, he travels for work. He's gone at least 3, maybe 4 times a week. Sometimes he may be off a week and then he's gone another, 4 days. So I'm like, it's okay for you to have a job that allows you to travel, and you're out of town for 3 and 4 days. And then he's an avid golf player, so when he's not working, he's traveling all over to go do these different golf tournaments or just try different golf courses or whatever. So it's okay for you to have your vice and for you to have a career that you have to travel, but you want the woman to stay at home and be there for when you do get home, and if you decide to make time for her. Anybody got time for that? Not this one. So I want to say, if you're thinking about this career, don't worry about that. You need to focus on you right now, especially if you're single and you're young and you're in your 20s. Girl, I wish I did have this job in my 20s, baby. No, ma'am. But I'm almost 50, so I don't care. It's about me and what's best for me and my kids right now, and that's what I'm focusing on. So, excuse me, I'm in my jockey what you call, like a compression top or whatever, that I wear underneath my uniform, because when you're a fluffy girl, you got curves and rolls or whatever, gotta like smooth it out. So it's really comfortable too. I bought it from Macy's, and I just wear it under my uniform, and it doesn't get hot or anything like that. And one thing I can say, our uniforms, I ain't gonna lie, so I hope nobody with the company gonna get mad, but it's the truth. We don't have the best looking uniforms in the flight attendant industry, and they can get a little hot, especially on certain planes, and you got the lining and all that stuff going on or whatever. If we were to shoot, if there was to be some flight attendant calendar with the best uniforms, the sexiest uniforms, or what have you, I don't think we would be in that category. But they are, comfortable. They don't want them to fit too form-fitting or tight. for whatever the reason, maybe they think passengers will be distracted. And so, you know, I'm a curvy girl, so I had to get my uniforms larger so they wouldn't hug my curves, because that's not what they want. You know, people always praise Delta's uniforms, which I think are cute. They're very nice. I prefer the dresses over the pantsuit. I don't like their pantsuits, but their dress to me is so classy and elegant. It reminds me of like a Jackie O type of dress, like what flight attendants dressed like back in the day, like in the 80s. If you look at pictures, they were real, you know, classy with the gloves. I mean, it's really, I think it's at that old school. But do I want to be in a purple dress at my size? No, because nobody got time to be looking like Barney either, walking around through the airport. But I like the cut and the style of their dress. I do like we have a belted button dress. I like that dress, but I'm afraid to get it because I'm gonna have to get it probably much larger than what I wear, and then get it tailored to not fit in what's the right word? Not fit properly to be in compliance. So I just stick to the pants. I did have our V-neck short sleeve dress, but I wore it one time. I didn't like it. I felt pregnant in it, so I sold it. And I should have kept it because I could have worn it now that it's getting cold. I probably could have worn it with the blazer or a cardigan or whatever. But no, if you're thinking you about to, you know, like wear the best uniform and be, no. We don't have the best looking one, but we look good in our uniforms. And I can say that I love to see my fellow co-workers and our men look so handsome in their uniforms. I love how their uniforms fit them. They look so handsome. But the ladies' uniform, not the most fashionable or the sexiest, but that's, you know, I think that will change. I think we can, you know, change that sooner or later, and that's what happens. You know, you got to get into a position to where you can help make those changes and suggestions and what have you. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, so now that my flight is delayed a couple more hours, I had time, and now I am going to go heat up my leftover pizza from last night and catch up on my shows that I have recorded before I have to be at the airport. But I just thought I'd give you guys a little information and a little funny story about my adventure with my compression garments, because they beat me up. I had to clean my glasses so I can see. They beat me up. But anyway, you guys take care, and I'll see you in the friendly skies.